The Rochester Knighthawks finished the regular season with the best record in the National Lacrosse League at 14-2. Over in the West, the third-seeded Arizona Sting blazed past Calgary and San Jose, riding forward Dan Dawson's impressive stats on their way to the finals. League MVP John Grant led the Hawks to playoff wins over Toronto and Buffalo en route to this year's championship game. From the Valley of the Sun, it's the 2007 National Lacrosse League Finals next on Versus. From sunny Phoenix, Arizona, where the sport of lacrosse is going by leaps and bounds, it's championship weekend here in Phoenix. It's the 2007 National Lacrosse League Champions Cup, the Rochester Knighthawks, and the host, Arizona Sting. Hi everyone, Joe Heyer with you along with Jeff Began. Our matchup this year features a teams of opposites, Rochester and their potent offensive attack against a team built on defense, that's Arizona. And Jeff, our two teams got here each by winning 2 games in the divisional playoffs.
And one of them, Rochester, beats their big hated rival, the Buffalo Bandits, in overtime to get there. And then the 3 versus 4 teams, San Jose and Arizona, you can tell we're in Arizona. Here, they're psyched to be here. They're playing in front of a rowdy crowd. It's going to be a lot of fun. For Arizona, they got here with a 7-1 lead ahead of San Jose. They were putting the ball in the back of the net. They were playing as a team, doing a fantastic job. That's what they're going to have to do tonight to hold the cup above their head. As far as Rochester, it was all John Grant. Watch his roll dodge, and then he puts it across his body in the goal. That's one of the hardest things in lacrosse to do. John Grant is as good as it gets.
2 big names for Arizona, Dan Dawson and Craig Kahn, 2 of the young, exciting players in this league, Jeff.
Well, Dan Dawson is the premier youngster in this league, and he's got a huge advantage. He's 6'5", so he can shoot over his defenders. He can shoot around them using a screen. A lot of times the goaltender never sees the ball until it's in the back of the net. And then there's Craig Kahn. This guy has turned into a huge distributor. He dumps the ball to all of his teammates. If the top 6 or 7 guys on Arizona can have 1 or 2 goals, Arizona's going to win tonight's game.
For Rochester, it all starts with league MVP and superstar John Grant. He's the leading scorer in the league as well. But John Grant has plenty of help this season, especially with Mr. Sean Williams.
Well, if there was an award for the best supporting actor, it would be Sean Williams. This guy's just studied to be a superstar, and any other team had 91 points. But I talked to him yesterday. He said, I know when I need to do what I need to do. I can set my picks, get out of the way, and let John Grant do what he has to do. Sean Williams is leading all players in 13 points in the playoffs. But it all comes down to John Grant. This guy's an absolute stud. He's going to score 3 or 4 goals every single game. But if he's moving the ball, so the Accursi brothers, the Evans brothers, are getting 3 or 4 goals, pop the confetti, baby, because the cup's going to Rochester.
Our third member of our broadcast team is Doug Fritz, down on the field with 2 of our big names in this game. Doug?
Thanks a lot, Joe. Here on the floor with 2 of the offensive stars in today's game, John Grant of the Rochester Knighthawks and Dan Dawson of the Arizona Sting. Start with the visitors. John, you were named the league's MVP on Friday, but I know you would trade that in a second for your first championship in your 8-year career.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that award. It's a nice honor, but we're here to win, and that's all I'm thinking about right now.
Okay. And now with the Arizona Sting, Dan Dawson. Dan, your second championship appearance in 3 years. What feels different this time around?
We're 2 years older, and I think last time we were surprised to be there. This time it's not a surprise that we're here. We really want to win this thing. We're not satisfied just getting here.
Okay, the top 2 scorers in the league this season, both looking for their first career championships. Joe and Jeff, back to you.
A champion will be crowned here today from Phoenix, Arizona. It's the 2007 National Lacrosse League Champions Cup game.
We do have a confirmed sighting. Copy that, black SUV. We don't have a visual.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Nitro. Careful, it's Nitro active.
Adam? What are you reading?
Need a moment?
Dude, how can you read this?
Oh.
Need a moment? Chew it over with Twix.
Traffic ahead.
Incredible. You found a golf course near the conference. Awesome Chinese. Now you find me a way around traffic. I love you.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Take Market Street exit.
You're right. We'll just keep it professional, you know?
Go everywhere, find everything. Fall hard for the new Wear 2 GPS at Avis.
Now that the days are longer and the weather's getting warmer, my husband and I were talking about everything we need to do this weekend. He said we should thatch the lawn, clean the barn, fix the fence, and put new belts on the mower. So I said, great. What should we do on Sunday?
Time to dig in and get the job done at Tractor Supply. Through May 20th, save 15% on groundwork seed, sprayers, hose, sprinklers, and garden tools. And this 24-horsepower Husqvarna, just $19.99. The stuff you need out here is in here. Tractor Supply.
On 10-game road trips, sportscasters like me and the skipper depend on Motel 6 for a great rate and plenty of post-game shutout.
So we don't miss 1 second of the action.
Try the decaf, skipper. We'll leave the light on for you.
I need that back, Bob.
The National Lacrosse League Championship on Versus is being brought to you by Edge Active Care, great shade, healthy skin. And by the all-new 2007 Dodge Nitro, loaded with adrenaline. By Reebok, the official outfitter and equipment provider of the National Lacrosse League. And by Progressive Direct. Think easier, think Progressive. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. An energetic crowd here at the Jobbing.com Arena. Time now for our Progressive Keys to the Game. Here are the head coaches from today's championship teams.
Well, obviously Rochester's offense is very dynamic. They had a lot of threats, and we got to try and keep them at bay as much as possible. And we got to get to O'Toole as well. O'Toole's had a pretty good year. He's a veteran goaltender, been in a lot of these games, so we're going to have to get to him as well.
Well, we think it's real important that we play 5-on-5 and stop Arizona's transition game, and certainly take advantage of our opportunities in transition. But we think if it's 5-on-5, we got a real good shot.
Sergeant First Class, and welcome back. We're almost set for face-off here. Time now for our national anthem.
Decorated non-commissioned officer. She has served her nation in many campaigns, including Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Once again, please welcome Sergeant First Class Renee Jackson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Big thanks to Renee Jackson for our Star-Spangled Banner. Time now to take a look at today's starting goalies, brought to you by Dodge.
Oh, and what a matchup we have between these two guys. Patty, it's Toole time, baby. O'Toole down there Joe, he had 23 assists on the season. He's a guy who loves to make the save, and he's going to look right up the floor to try and feed it down the middle, almost like a John Elway used to do. And then at the other end of the arena, there's Rob Blaisdell. This guy is as hot as it gets. We talked about it all week. He is the #1 goaltender coming into tonight. He's on fire, and that's what it takes to win a championship.
Yeah, it's interesting that Blaisdell will push it at times, but it's really O'Toole that ignites this fast-breaking attack, and a special guest here at midfield, Jeff.
Grant Fuhr. If you remember him, he was one of my heroes growing up, I can tell you that much. I always tried to beat him when I was in the garage playing a little street hockey.
So honorary face-off being done. As you see, Reggie Thorpe, number 11, coming over to shake his hands. Reggie Thorpe, the only player on the Rochester team remaining from their 1997 championship team. Rochester has made the playoffs all 13 seasons of its existence. They are 1-3 in finals appearances. 5-time Stanley Cup champion is Grant Fuhr. You see him there, and our captains will do the honorary ceremonies here. But the real key to this game, Jeff, and it's the fast-breaking, high-scoring Rochester team against an Arizona team that will score at times, but they're very disciplined. They will not allow Rochester to get into those power play situations if possible. Here's Bob Hamley, the head coach of Arizona.
We were able to sit down with Coach Hamley yesterday, and you're right. He said, you know what, we just got to play our game. Arizona came in, they were all business. There wasn't a whole lot of laughing. They were there for just one thing, to hold the cup above their head. And Coach Ed Como, what a fantastic coach he is. He's done so much for this Rochester club, and a high-powered offense, and both guys are so smart.
Camo, the 2007 National Lacrosse League Coach of the Year. Big task on hand against an Arizona crowd that is excited, energetic, and they are set for action here in Phoenix. Both teams have split their face-offs in their one meeting this regular season, 20 apiece. So that category is pretty much a wash. Rochester will go back and get it, as O'Toole will come out and take his time scooping up the ball. We have a break in the action first, however.
Arizona's going to get the ball back. This is a good opportunity. You want to get into the game. You want to get a touch, so you want everyone on the field to touch the ball at least once, get it down low, and start going to the goal as hard as you can.
Hinman tries to work near the crease. Defender falls down, a little wide with the shot. Dan Dawson, number 6, is the man to keep the eye on. 6'5", he can do everything. Over and back call on Arizona's first possession.
Dan Dawson had 107 points this year, 47 goals and 60 assists, so he can do, like you said, everything. He's going to feed the ball, and he can put it in the back of the net.
Number 24 is Big John Grant Jr. His father, one of the original great players in this league for Philadelphia. Grant MVP, first-team All-Pro, and the leading scorer. What a career he's had so far, the All-American from Delaware. Shot clock at 10 for Rochester. Over the middle, stripped well. Good defensive play by Bruce Murray for the sting. But got right back momentarily. 15 is Evans. Sean Evans, a spark plug. Beasel will control it here for Arizona.
Very good defensive set by Arizona. Rochester needs to move the ball. They have to get everybody involved. If the ball starts dying in one person's stick, Arizona's defense is going to pick them apart with their athleticism.
Craig Kahn, a little wild with the pass over to Beasel, was not expecting. And here comes the Rochester attack, just like that. Micah Kersey, the veteran. They'll look to score at every opportunity. Grant will let one fly from way out top. And that'll be another over and back. Scoreless so far. Rochester and Arizona just underway here from the jobbing.com arena. You see the Rochester bench.
Joe, you said it in the open. It was all about offense and defense, and Arizona's defense has gotten exactly what they want. John Grant comes down, takes a shot early in the shot clock. They need to move the ball. He has to get his teammates in this game.
Big check by Thorpe. That's what he's famous for. However, Dawson turns the ball over. Fast break. Rochester, saved by Blaisdell.
You know, as a goaltender, it's so important to get that first save. Let it hit your chest, and it gets you in the game. It kind of calms you down. Big save by Rob Blaisdell.
See in the bottom right, first a check by Thorpe, knocks his helmet off of Dawson. Ignites the fast break in front. Dawson almost had one by O'Toole.
Pat O'Toole's going to stand right on the goal line. He's going to park those feet right next to the pipes, and Dan Dawson tried to squeeze it in and hits right off his foot.
Sean Evans, the youngster, 20 years old. Second-year player. Little guy, but loves to fight, loves to score.
Comes from a very strong lacrosse family. You're right, he's got a short temper. So if you're a player out there, you want to talk to him. You want to let him know, hey, that was a terrible shot.
Shot clock was reset on the Evans shot. Now a Kersey who control all the way out top. He'll hand it off to Williams. I know it's out top to a Kersey. A Kersey has the ball.
It's a hidden ball trick and a nice try. Blaisdell didn't see it until some of his defenders started saying where the ball was.
So Rochester unable to find the net. But you can see they push the tempo whenever possible.
Let's go, Sting.
Beasley will walk it up. Hand it off to Hinman. This is Beltman. Beltman over the middle. Another good lacrosse family. Ball in front in the crease. Picked up by O'Toole.
You can see both offenses are struggling a little bit. You just want to get into the game, start moving the ball, get a touch. John Grant's been out there for quite a bit. So just settle down and the game will start coming to you. It's just the hype of the championship game.
19-16 the score when they met back on February 24th. Grant lines it up. Good leg save by Blaisdell.
And that's a good take by Rochester's John Grant. You want to move the ball from one side of the floor to the other and shoot it right away. It's very hard for Blaisdell to move from pipe to pipe and make a save.
Another quick save by Blaisdell on the Kersey shot.
Let's get it going right here.
Already getting lots of action. Dan Dawson will set the offense up for Arizona. Man-on-man defense by Rochester. Good give and go. Secor is hammered in front by Marshall Abrams. Arizona keeps it. A little high with the shot. And Ditzel comes up with the loose ball. Even their defenseman will get it up in transition. Forget. Up top to Williams. Shot clock at 18. They'll bring Grant off the bench. He'll take it from Williams. Big John Grant wants it one-on-one. Nice little dish to Williams. Couldn't hang on. Arizona finally moves it up to Beasel. Had some numbers, but Rochester gets back well defensively.
Brian Beasel's a big defenseman. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, and he's got the matchup with John Grant tonight, so they're going to match up size on size rather than put an athletic guy on him.
Good hard shot taken by Malowski, Derek Malowski.
On the floor.
And we have a break in the action. Scoreless so far here in the National Lacrosse League Champions Cup game, brought to you by Edge Active Care.
We just got a new car. Good time to look at new car insurance, and we went with Progressive, saving like $400 a year. But what really impressed me was they actually gave me the rates the other big companies. Was not expecting that. I mean, that kind of honesty's... Oh, did you have anything to do with this?
No.
Right.
Get our rates plus competitors at Progressive.com. Honest. Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
Jared here with some hard-hitting Little Leaguers.
Hi.
You know there are over 12 million overweight kids in this country.
But exercise and eating right can help.
Which is why Subway Restaurants has the delicious new Subway Fresh Fit meals.
With better-for-you sides and drinks.
They fit into the American Heart Association's approach to a healthy lifestyle. The new Subway Fresh Fit meals. Okay, who wants me to autograph the baseball? Who wants a Subway Fresh Fit meal?
Yeah!
Subway.
Play hard, eat fresh.
For 9 other countries, it's the world's toughest boat race. For us, it's revenge. Starting Monday, the USA takes on the world with one goal in mind. Bring back the cup. The race to the 32nd America's Cup begins Monday live at 8:30, only on Versus.
2007 NHL playoffs. The Ottawa Senators stood up to Sid and made Brodeur look mortal. The Buffalo Sabres saved their best for last. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Senator Sabres, tonight, 8 Eastern. Do or die.
And welcome back to the championship game, everybody. Doug Fritz on the Arizona Sting bench. The Sting still without third leading scorer, Lindsey Plunkett. He hurt his ankle last weekend of the regular season. They've had a lot of lefties to step up in his place, including Derek Malowski, who's playing for his first championship in a 9-year career. Joe and Jeff, back to you.
Thanks, Doug. That's a big loss. Lindsey Plunkett had 5 goals in the regular season matchup against Rochester, and he has not been playing in the playoffs, so they will do it without the veteran Plunkett, the 6-year player.
66 points, and that's tough. You know, you work all season long and then you don't get to play in the playoffs, but you just hope your teammates will step up and let you drink from the cup at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Rochester's running on all cylinders injury-wise, and you can see Evans, he'll tangle. He's cut down on his fighting this year, but he's still as feisty as ever, the little guy.
Only 5'8", 175 pounds, but you're right, he's not scared to throw down the gloves, but you can't do it in a championship game. It's just being selfish.
And that's what Arizona's counting on, a disciplined game with not a lot of penalties. In front, our first look. Kahn almost had one by O'Toole, but the veteran makes the save.
Best save of the game, without a doubt. Pat O'Toole, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, beautiful give and go by Dan Dawson and Craig Kahn. They have plenty of room. Dawson dumps it to Kahn, and he's just not able to beat O'Toole.
Rochester, meanwhile, Scott Evans, frees himself to Blaisdell, makes the save. Scott Self has numbers. Schiller, good job defensively, number 2 for Rochester. Arizona will favor this kind of pace. Shot clock at 12. Cross pass off the bench. O'Toole was ready for it.
When you're subbing, this game has so many different subs. There's about 10 guys at the box all at once. Matt Brown comes in late. He's wide open. He's able to get a great look, and another big save by Pat O'Toole.
McKersey handling far side, out top for Grant. 12 to shoot. Williams sees the opening. McKersey stops and scores, and we are underway. McKersey stops, finds the hole. Rochester leads 1-0.
Mike McKersey has been absolutely in fuego when he shoots the ball in the playoffs. That's his 9th goal of the playoffs. Does a good job, very similar to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the day. He's just plants himself right in the middle, and he fires it right over the top of the defenseman, and it beats Blaisdell high. As he was going low, you could see he just dropped his shoulders, goes right over the top. Beautiful shot.
The one spot that was open, he found it. 15th in the National Lacrosse League in scoring this past season. That's his first goal of the game. He had 5 goals against Buffalo in the division finals game to get them here. Send it down to Doug Fritz down the field.
Hey guys, it's just down here hoping to speak with Mike McKersey. He's back out on the floor, but a real sense of relief on this Knighthawks bench. This is a high-powered offensive team, and now they got that first goal. Joe?
That's been Rochester's story all season. They are a streak-scoring team. They will put 2-3 goals up in a minute sometimes. Arizona wants to avoid the avalanche, if you will. Malowski takes that shot. O'Toole has been perfect in net. Look at this long transition pass. Scott Evans catches it, but a 1-on-3.
You can see Pat O'Toole's not scared to throw the ball down the floor. Evans wasn't wide open. He wasn't first, and then all of a sudden he's got a defenseman on, but he does a good job of handling.
How about the move by Grant? Didn't quite have the angle. And speaking with Arizona coming in, they don't mind letting Grant go one-on-one and shooting a lot. He'll take 15, 20 shots a game. It's when Grant can penetrate and then dish. He is such a good passer.
He had 272 shots this season. He's not someone who's scared to pull the trigger.
In front. Good look for the Sting. Shot taken by Malowski, Derek Malowski. Kenny Millen handles. Good job by the Sting of allowing Rochester, not allowing Rochester to get into that fast break offense that they love.
You know, it's just like basketball. When you have uneven numbers and you can go to the goal, Rochester just has way too many players that are dangerous. Their top 6 players scored more goals than all of the Sting this year.
Terrific outlet look ahead to Chris Seller, but he lost it. Rochester comes right back. Sean Evans missed wide left. Good look for Evans. Not going to get any better than that. And McDonald will walk it up slowly for Arizona.
How'd that taste?
Arizona needs to slow the ball down a little bit and get into their offense. They had a fantastic pick and roll earlier. They need to start working that.
Dawson gets the pick. Partially blocked by Ditzel. Loose ball. Finally controlled by Forget. In his first season with Rochester after playing with Portland last year, here's the longtime veteran Reggie Thorpe. He's been with this franchise all 13 years of its existence. MVP with the ball. Grant makes a nice move. Over the shoulder pass shot. John Grant. That's why he's the MVP.
Oh, and what a beautiful play. If you're watching this game, if you're a kid out there watching this game, this is why you hit the wall, so you can just fire them behind your back. John Grant has the best stick in the entire world. He can throw huge fakes. He can do whatever he wants. Watch. Makes a beautiful split dodge, which is just like a crossover in basketball. Goes hard to the goal. There's a split right there. Goes hard to the goal. And they do a good job of defending it, and then he flips it right over his shoulder, and Blaisdell never even saw it.
Very few players can make that shot as fluid as he can. The great Gary and Paul Gate, Maricek, very few others. He makes it look so easy. And a timeout on the field. Rochester getting their offense in gear. 2-0 Knighthawks lead the Sting.
You wouldn't cut just the first knuckle of your pinky off for $1 million.
Yeah, my fist too.
You know that's
over.
Get a robotic finger. I'd cut my hand. I'd do it too. You know I'd do it. I'm crazy.
He wouldn't either.
Of course he wouldn't.
He's a lacrosse player. That fool. Brody, pass me some wings, man.
Crazy about lacrosse? Check out the new RBK lacrosse gear, worn by the best in the NLL, like Brody Merrill.
Blue cheese, anybody?
We just hit Leon with chicken.
Damn, man.
Some guys like to relax in a leather recliner. Some guys like an overstuffed sofa. But to others, there's nothing better than cardboard on cold, hard concrete. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood. Now, for a limited time, buy 5 quarts of any Valvoline motor oil and get a free pair of mechanics wear gloves valued at over $24.
Got a lot of projects?
Yeah.
We've got what you need. Come on.
We're here because we've been there with the tools, products, and advice to get it done right. True Value. Start right, start here.
From Jobbing.com Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, you're watching the 2007 National Lacrosse League Championship presented by Edge Active Care with Jeff Megan and Doug Fritz. I'm Joe Heyer. Great to have you here on this final day of the National Lacrosse League season. And Rochester, as expected, the offense is there early. Arizona has to hang on. They can't get far behind this powerful offensive team.
From a goaltender standpoint, they're starting to shoot Pat O'Toole hot. You just keep making saves, the confidence grows, that net gets smaller and smaller behind him.
Williams handles out top. Second leading scorer for the Knighthawks this season. They'll set something up again for Grant. Man coming off the bench. Williams spots him. That's a Kersey. Shot deflected in the netting. It'll stay Rochester ball. Shot clock at 4.
Good play there. Rochester pulled their goaltender so they could have a 6-on-5, just like they do in hockey. The late player comes in. It's a Kersey, and he takes the big shot from outside.
We get a fresh shot clock, actually. Grant has the ball poked loose. And ahead they go. Hinman has his teammate in front. Shot taken by Chris McKay for Arizona. Couldn't find the net. They try it again. Good couple of looks that time. See if Grant goes one-on-one. Kersey out top. Scott Evans takes the shot. Blaisdell makes the save. Long outlet opportunity, but they will take it slow. McDonald will wait to cross midfield.
Smart player. Arizona needs to slow the pace of this game, start getting their breath. Their defense has been out there. When you're playing against these guys offensively, it's one of the hardest things to do, so you need that 30 seconds rest.
Hinman had the opening, knocked loose. Kugovin on the defense. 4 to shoot for Hinman in the crease. Knocked from behind by Kugovin. Well, in the finals of their division championship, it was Rochester who had to come from way behind to get here, and Arizona who got off to a huge lead over San Jose. Opposite true here in the final so far.
You guys do it.
Arizona's just not playing their game. They need to be more athletic than Rochester. They need to bury their chances and try and get a couple of man-up opportunities as well.
Williams, the pass for Grant. Deflected to Millen. Shot clock will expire.
Shot clock violation.
And that's a good defensive stand by Arizona. The last couple of times they haven't been communicating to each other, so there's been open Rochester Knighthawks being able to step in and take big shots. Good job by Arizona.
Malowski almost had the pass completed to Abrams, but he got a partial stick on it. Billy Greer controls, takes the shot. Blaisdell the save. Look at little Sean Evans. Scrap for that loose ball.
What a huge save on Bill Greer by Blaisdell. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the save. Greer found himself all alone. He's able to take the shot, and big save by Blaisdell.
Williams, the quick stick, a little wide. He'll track down his own rebound. No, it'll go into the crowd. So Arizona possession. Coming up on 90 seconds to go, first quarter. Arizona shut out so far. Here's Dawson, who's been completely silent. Makes a nice spin move. Dawson gets Arizona on the board. That was all one-on-one. Notice that great spin and the finish by Dan Dawson, the first team All-Pro.
And he does a good job of beating Scott Ditzel from Syracuse University, who's just not as big. Ditzel's only 6'2", 215, and Dawson with a big spin move right there. And as soon as your hands are free, you want to shoot the ball. Then O'Toole's not ready for it. Watch, he gets out of his spin right here, takes one look, and he shoots it right away. That's how you beat Pat O'Toole. Beautiful goal.
Jeff, you play the game, really setting up that spin, is going hard to his right, really getting Ditzel to bite, and then knowing that spin was in his repertoire, making the tight spin and finishing up all by himself.
And one of the best ways that you can practice that is get out on the basketball court and play some hoops with your friends and just practice that roll dodge.
That's the same exact footwork. You're right. As you see a low post player, Kahn attacking the net. He'll pull it back. This pass looking for Malowski.
You know it.
Picked back up by the Sting. This is Kahn. Feel the energy get back in this arena. 5 to shoot. Kahn will take it, bounces it toward O'Toole. With a 6-on-5 as Arizona's pulled their goaltender.
I think we're going to have a call coming up. It's going to be the first penalty, and this is what Arizona needs to do to get back into the game. We'll see what the refs say.
Rochester, 2-0, 2 minutes for the hold.
Power play coming up for Arizona. They were 6th in the league this season. 46% conversion rate.
That's Bill Greer's 4th penalty of the playoffs. Big, big opportunity. As you said, you can feel the energy in this building. It's a totally different crowd all of a sudden.
First power play of the game. Rochester's the best there is in scoring, and they're number 2 in the league at 63%, killing the power play. There's the shot. Dawson almost had his second. And Rochester will score shorthanded as well. They're tops in the league in that category.
Well, that's pretty easy to do when you have Speedy Stevie Toll, who's their transition player, actually won the first ever transition player of the year.
You see Evans may have taken a little bit of a dive that time. Breaking the action, 2-1 our score. You see the crowd is ready. Dan Dawson has gotten Arizona on the board. It's the National Lacrosse League Champions Cup, brought to you by Edge Active Care.
Tonight at 6 in a breeze, punk.
I was watching that first one.
You've been drinking? Computer dating things.
There's more.
Would you like the remote? Why would I need a remote?
Crazy about lacrosse? Then check out the new RBK lacrosse gear, worn by the best in the NLL, like Rookie of the Year Brody Merrill.
Dude, hold up. Your commercial's on.
Reebok, official outfitter of the National Lacrosse League.
They're awesome.
Traffic ahead.
Incredible. You found a golf course near the conference. Awesome Chinese. Now you find me a way around traffic. I love you.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Take Market Street exit.
You're right. We'll just keep it professional, you know?
Go everywhere, find everything. Fall hard for the new Wear 2 GPS at Avis.
The hotter the hot, the colder the cold, the greater the demand, the more you need Duralast. Batteries built to exceed the need. Only at AutoZone.
There's something about the freshness of Ireland that brings out the lasses. Now it comes in a body wash from Irish Spring. Smell like you're worth exploring. New, long-lasting Irish Spring body wash. All the freshness of Ireland, bottled.
The first of the Grand Tours brings the biggest challenge of the cycling season, the Giro d'Italia. 21 stages, 2,100 miles. The peloton is wide open and the Italian Alps await. The Giro d'Italia on Cyclism Sundays, presented by Hampton Hotels, begins Sunday, 5 Eastern, on Versus, home of the Tour de France. Bring back the Cup. The race to the 32nd America's Cup begins Monday live at 8:30, only on Versus.
Welcome back. Rochester leading Arizona here in the Champions Cup final. Hey, lacrosse fans, the NLL Yearbook is now available with in-depth coverage of all 13 National Lacrosse League teams. Go to NLL.com to buy your copy today. Face-off as we are underway in the second quarter. Stephen Hoare wins it for the Knighthawks. Power play kill situation for the Knighthawks, so that was an important face-off won by Rochester.
Very important. All he did was clamp the ball. All you do is just basically move your hand very easily, clamp right on top of it, and if you're faster, it's going your way.
A couple of nice quick shots taken by Rochester, but Blaisdell is on it. Now double teamed along the boards is a Kersey, but it'll stay Rochester ball. Power play at 49 seconds.
It's going to be a push with possession, so they're going to maintain the ball and be able to kill 30 more seconds off this power play.
Grant had 5 shorthanded goals this season. Back to Grant. He'll just fire it toward the net. Thought he could sneak one by. Grant is down on the far side. Gets slow to get up. He finally does. Arizona, the man advantage. They'll have 25 seconds. Malowski still holding it. Kahn at the point. And he got it! He snuck it right by the changeup. Beats O'Toole, and we are tied at 2.
And that's exactly what it was. It was a changeup. He just comes in. You saw John Grant try and do it there a little bit earlier where you just shoot, the goaltender doesn't know it's coming. And that shot catches Patty O'Toole. Unready for that. And you can see Arizona does a good job of moving the ball around. Kahn's able to step in and he just shoots it. Bangs right off the top of the pipe. Beautiful shot. And a beautiful goal right there.
Jeff, you notice O'Toole never moved. He never flinched.
You know, when you're trying to shoot, you want to shoot off of your defender's hips or over their shoulders, and he may have just not even seen that ball.
Arizona ties the score at 2. They convert on the power play.
Time of our next goal.
And as much as Rochester is streaky scoring, they can get in those slumps the other way. Secor handles for the Sting. Helmet lost by Forget.
Don't lose your hat.
Derek Malowski just came up. He set a real nice pick.
That's what your Chiefs got.
Stick got up too high. He's going to find himself in the penalty box with a cross check. We'll have another look at that. You can see here comes a pick right there. He just sets it up way too high. Unlucky. They had a nice 2-on-1 going back towards the goaltender.
Jeff, to remind our viewers, you can check with that stick between the waist and the shoulders. Can't go at the head, obviously. You can't hit a guy from behind.
The league's done a real good job of saying, guys, you can't hit each other in the heads anymore. If you do, we're going to put you in the box.
Grant leading a potent power play for Rochester. Kersey winds up with Blaisdell to save. They'll look to push. Picked off well by Kersey, though. He had his man open. That was Chris Sellers streaking.
Arizona's penalty kill is at 61%. So they feel very comfortable on the penalty kill, but I got to tell you, when you're going against the best power play in the league, and John Grant at the point, it's a little bit scary.
Yep, playoff penalty kills. Arizona's really stepped it up. They were middle of the pack during the regular season. And they're being aggressive, looking for shorthanded situations. Stevie Toll, as Jeff mentioned, the 2007 Transition Player of the Year in front of Kersey. Save Blaisdell.
Big save by Rob Blaisdell. We call that the chicken wing. When they get their arm out there and it hits his glove, that's called a chicken wing. Beautiful save by Blaisdell.
Blaisdell is so good at keeping that stance, that posture. Doesn't get caught up in all the fakes and the passing. Good reaction goaltender. McKay out top. Pounded hard by Schiller. Some extracurriculars along the board with Schiller and Forget.
36 seconds.
Power play with 36 seconds.
You do it.
Rochester with so many weapons. They're all on the floor right now. And they convert. With 20 seconds left on the power play, they convert the behind-the-back pass by Grant. And the finish by Williams. 3-2 the score.
When you're on the penalty kill, that's the pass that you want. You have to stop everything from across the crease. But Blaisdell got himself caught trying to cheat a little bit. You can see, here's the ball. John Grant's going to flip it over his shoulder, and then Sean Williams is just going to step in and bring it near side pipe. That's a beautiful shot by the supporting cast of Sean Williams, and a save that Blaisdell would probably want back.
All set up by that Grant pass. All in one motion. He catches and quick sticks it behind his back. Those two have developed. What a chemistry they have developed. Williams and Grant.
You know, he could be a superstar on any other team, but because he's on the Rochester Knighthawks, he only gets 91 points playing next to John Grant Jr.
Now Dawson with that height. Well, if you remember, Williams had that breakout season when Grant was injured a few years back, but since then they've developed such a great chemistry, and Sean Williams thinks highly of playing with John Grant.
Well, I was able to talk to him.
With a guy like that, he's obviously fun to play with, and you know, with the best stick in the world, best player in the world, and you know, that is my job, just to, you know, either stay out of his way when he needs it, and then either get him open. And you know, it's our 6th year together, so we got something going good, and you know, we talk a lot about what we want to do and what we try to do, and you know, sometimes it doesn't always work out, but for this year it seems to be going really well.
Sean Williams, the second leading point producer for this Rochester team. Speaking of his teammate Grant, this is Williams with the ball out top for Evans. He just tries to ground ball one by Blaisdell. Got to be careful back there handling.
And that's going to be in and out. Once the ball leaves the crease, it can't go back in. So that's a big mental error by Arizona, excuse me.
Yeah, careless right there. You don't want to give this team more possessions. Scott Evans getting a double pick set for him, will fire instead. All the way out top, Williams, the loose ball.
And be careful for Arizona. That's Dan Dawson playing defense, something he typically doesn't do. In indoor lacrosse, you have specialties. You play offense or you play defense. You can be a transition player and play both, like a midfielder in soccer or even in outdoor lacrosse, but Dan Dawson is not a defensive player.
Arizona finally gets it back. Man wide open, that's Dawson! Missed high and wide.
And then he steps in the crease. Unlucky, Dan Dawson gets caught playing defense. He does a good job of getting up the floor very fast, though, so he can have that chance.
Back-to-back crease violations. Rochester leads at 3-2 in our Champions Cup final.
Since I started shaving with Edge Active Care, I've noticed a change in the look and feel of my skin. And you know what they say, change is great.
I've tried other shaving gels and creams, but this Edge Active Care shaving cream is the best. Hands down. Whoa, not you.
And recognize, when you have, hey guys, you had Dawson there. What do you guys do when you play deep? You're looking to go up. Take them deep in the corner and then go one-on-one.
Ed Camo, the coach of the year, and talking specifically about playing against Dan Dawson.
He's saying get him deep in the corners so that he can't break. He was all by himself on that one-on-one, so you want to get him deep in the corners so he has to go to the bench and sub.
Shot taken by Grant. Picks up his own loose ball. Fresh shot clock for Rochester. Accursi got it. He snuck one by him. The quick stick by Mike Accursi.
That's Sean Williams' third point of the game. He's got 2 assists and a goal. And what they did perfectly there is they moved the ball from one side of the floor to the other. It's so hard for Rob Blaisdell to get from pipe to pipe and then get himself set for the shot. And you can see Sean Williams is working the side. He's on the right-hand side of your screen. He moves it right away, and then you shoot right away. You can see the opening right between Blaisdell's legs. As soon as he shoots, the ball finds the back of the net.
What a run he is having. Accursi, 5 goals against Buffalo, 3 against Toronto in the opening round of the playoffs. A couple years back in 05, he scored 7 goals for Rochester in a playoff game. Hinman out top for Arizona. Second quarter play here from jobbing.com arena. Secor up top for Kahn. Kahn takes it himself. Little wide. Finally controlled by Rochester. That's Greer. He has Hoare to his left. Hoare fires, and the save taken by Blaisdell.
We talked about some huge saves that Pat O'Toole's made. That could be a huge save right there. One that could decide at least the first half.
You see the shot, bottom right. Transition for Arizona, picked off by Toll. Good pass ahead, Schiller takes his time, makes the fake, gets Blaisdell to bite, and Rochester, the scoring avalanche, is underway.
And for Chris Schiller, that's only his 4th goal of the season, his first of the postseason. When you're going to the goal and you're all by yourself, keep your stick really quiet. You'll see beautiful pickoff. by the Transition Player of the Year, Steve Toll. That's what he's so good at, and then he moves the ball. Watch, Schiller's just going to keep his stick quiet, throw one fake there, Blaisdell bites, and then it's an easy goal with a wide open net.
Well, Schiller gets the goal, his first of the playoffs. And that score should say 5-2. 5-2, Rochester leads Arizona. And now look at this, a careless play by Arizona. Evans gets checked hard. Big hit by Greg Hinman. But Rochester ends up getting it right back.
We're going to see a penalty here. That's going to be a hit from behind. It was pretty close to the boards too, so Rochester pulls their goaltender. They're going to be 6 on 5.
Scott Evans hit the pipe. They'll keep it here. Up top is Grant. Evans. Cross pass to Williams, not ready for it. Plenty of time, 18 to shoot. A little deliberate man advantage here for Rochester, and now the whistle will sound.
And this offense is so good. When they're moving the ball around, they're just relaxed. We'll have the referee tell us here what the penalty is for.
Arizona, 1-9, 2 minutes, checking from behind.
That's Hinman.
And this Rochester, you see the penalty right there, but this Rochester offense is so deadly. They have 30 seconds left, and it's very nonchalant. They're able to just pass the ball around. They feel totally comfortable to get in and bury the ball.
Hinman, who has 8 penalty minutes coming in, now in the box for 2. Man advantage for Rochester. In front, they get a good shot for Williams. Kenny Millen tracks it down. All these veterans on the power play. So many options. Arizona, Blaisdell will outlet it. And slowly, Bruce Murray takes it up.
When you're on the penalty kill here, especially against Rochester, you just want to get the ball deep into the corners and then try and run 30 seconds off the clock. You don't want to give Rochester too many opportunities on the offense.
Malowski looks in front for Secor. Secor checked heavily from behind by Forget. Real aggressive possession for Arizona, shorthanded. Under a minute in the power play. And the move we're seeing this year with the new rule, the air gate move.
That's a move that you can do in your summer leagues, but out here the goaltenders are pretty good. They get those shoulders up. Just gives another opportunity for guys to score.
Way out top, the MVP burns Blaisdell point blank from 20 feet, and it's 6-2 Rochester. The Avalanche continues.
John Grant is so deadly when he's shooting the ball. You'll see they're just going to move it. Goes right into John Grant, who's able to step in and just fire it right over the shoulder. It still counts as a cross-crease pass, though. Blaisdell had to move from one pipe to the other, and then Grant puts it right over the shoulder where he was moving past, and that's his second of the day.
He's been clocked at over 100 miles an hour on his shot.
Rochester goal.
That's some serious heat.
Number 24, John Grant Jr. on the power play at 6-4 in the second quarter.
Face-off won by the Knighthawks. Evans in front, and they score right back. What a pass by Evans, and the finish by Stephen Hoare.
You talked about it, Joe. You said it can turn into an avalanche. This team can score back to back to back. And Arizona just got caught napping. They had a couple of guys at midfield who weren't getting in to play defense, and then all of a sudden, Evans is able to feed the ball right to the middle of the crease where Hoare's all by himself, and he bounces it past Blaisdell.
Jeff, you could talk about this. As much as that was a terrific play by that man, Stephen Hoare, that's a breakdown for Arizona, letting the face-off man take the face-off, win it, and then come right down the field wide open in front.
You just need to get back, and Arizona's got to play their game. They're completely out of it. They're just running around like chickens with their head cut off.
Not a lot of spirit right there. Bob Hamley is trying to get the troops rallied. They really stumbled down the stretch of the regular season, losing their final 3 games and kind of backdooring their way into the playoffs. They've come alive on defense and goaltending here in the playoffs, but they need some offense to try and keep pace with this Rochester attack.
And if Rochester's going to, if they keep playing as a team like they're doing right now, offensively, they're moving the ball. There's absolutely no iron team for them right now. It's going to be tough for Arizona to get back into it.
There are a few Rochester representatives here making a long trip here to Phoenix.
State fans, we gotta make it extra special out
Rochester seeking its second ever National Lacrosse League Championship. 5 goals in a quick span of time. Self makes a nice move. Big check by Ditzel. And the long outlet, the veteran Reggie Thorpe with that big knee brace can't track it down. Now we're going back and forth with Derek Malowski.
Arizona needs to settle the ball down, use the whole 30 seconds, and let your defense rest.
Yeah, this pace favors Rochester. Kahn. The shot taken by Brown right at O'Toole. Look at this outlet. Off the bench comes Grant. Highlight play almost.
What a save by Rob Blaisdell. I don't think he ever saw it. His hand was just up in that top left-hand corner, and John Grant just hit his hand. What a beautiful play.
I think that hit Blaisdell more than it was a save by Blaisdell. Dawson frees himself. Kugavin, heavy check on Dawson. Now the way up top is Secor. Not a good angle right there, and it's an easy one for O'Toole. They'll continue to push it. Now Schiller will back it down.
Rochester defense has been known for getting caught ball watching, which means they're not watching their guys. So Arizona needs to look on the backside for guys cutting to see if they can't score.
Williams has his shot deflected by a few different players.
Timeout on the floor.
And a timeout on the floor.
Hey fans, remember to keep your tickets up from today's game because
John Grant continues to wow this crowd.
You need some help?
Yeah. Could you give me a jump?
Sure.
Give it a try. Try getting some gas. Thanks.
2007 NHL playoffs. The Ottawa Senators stood up to Sid and made Brodeur look mortal. The Buffalo Sabres saved their best for last. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Senator Sabres, tonight, 8 Eastern. Do or die.
Here on the Knighthawks bench with Steve Toll. Steve, they tied it 2-2, and then you guys really turned the momentum around with some transition goals.
Yeah, it really was. Schiller got a big goal for us, a little momentum swing, and then Horsey followed up. Horsey's been doing a great job on faceoffs all year, and right now we got the momentum. We got to stick with it.
Okay, very good. Joe, Jeff, back up to you.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. The Transition Player of the Year, first team All-Pro, Stevie Toll. And I think that's a good award to start giving out. I think it acknowledges some guys that don't always show up in the scoring column, Jeff.
Well, it's a position that doesn't get a whole lot of credit, but they do a whole lot of work. They're up and down the floor. They work very hard for a lot of the ground balls. And Steve Toll is one of the best at picking off passes in the entire league.
It's not just scoring in transition. You saw that great pass he had a few moments ago. In front, Kahn just has it taken right out of his pocket. 3-on-1, Thorpe leading the charge. Toll, there's the transition man we were talking about. Now this is Kahn. Codd, excuse me. Codd takes the shot. O'Toole anticipates it well, but the follow-up taken by Kahn. Arizona gets on the board in transition.
And that's what we call a garbage goal, but at this point, you want to get the fans on their feet, you want to get this place electric and swing that momentum back for you. That's a huge goal for Arizona. As you can see, Bruce Codd, who people say are one of the most underrated defensemen in this league, he moves the ball, shoots it, and then right there, Kahn's there, he just picks it up and he puts it in the back of the net.
Craig Kahn, who's kind of changed his game this year. He was a prolific scorer last year.
The station is conducting a test of its emergency alert system. Had this been an actual emergency, the attention signal you just heard would have been followed by official information or instructions. This concludes this emergency alert system test for the New Jersey EAS area.
You gotta be relentless.
Peter Veltman. Veltman checked hard by Kugavin. Takes the shot, and he scored somehow. How in the world did he get that bio tool? Veltman from way out top. Back-to-back goals for the Sting.
And what a huge goal that is. I gotta tell you, it's all set up by Dan Dawson. He does a fantastic job of setting pick after pick after pick. And finally, you can see Dan Dawson's there right in the middle. Now here comes the pick. Bam, right in the back. He's wide open. So that's something you want to note for later. And then Veltman just steps across and he takes the big shot, low to low, and it beats Pat O'Toole.
I'm glad you pointed that out because from our angle it looked like an impossible shot, but you're right. Dawson set the pick at the perfect moment, allowing Veltman just enough space to score. Veltman with a goal and assist in the division final game. Not a big goal scorer, only 4 on the season. He scores an important one right there, and all of a sudden Arizona's right back in this game. Coming up on the Edge Active Care halftime report, Doug will chat with one of the stars from the first half, and then we'll check out the highlights and stats from the first 2 quarters of action. All coming up at halftime.
Arizona got themselves caught with another penalty here. It's going to be a cross-check. We'll have the ref tell us.
Arizona, number 7, 2 minutes, illegal cross-check. Off the ball.
Scott Self will head to the penalty box. He had 2 penalty minutes against San Jose, and he finds himself right back in it. An all-star back in 06. His 4th season with Arizona, Scott Self.
And Joe, you hit on it. Transition players don't get a lot of press, but Scott Self is one of the better ones in this league.
Power play for Rochester. Grant fakes the behind the back. Fresh shot clock for the Knighthawks. Approaching 2 to play, first half. Now the long loose ball. McKersey in front. Millen took the shot, rebound. Knocked loose. Grant controls. Another fresh shot clock.
Mike McKersey had a good chance, had a wide open look, and Bruce Murray just did a good job of knocking the ball down.
Another changeup pass by Grant. Tic-tac-toe passing in front. Finally, Arizona comes up with it.
What a huge save by Rob Blaisdell. Holy smokes, that's going to get this crowd on their feet.
Dawson.
Attack.
Arizona, they could get 1 more before half. That would light this crowd on fire. Forget all over Dawson using that 6'5" frame, tripped up from behind. Kersey came, and it's on Kersey.
And that's what happens when you're an offensive player and you get caught playing defense. Dan Dawson didn't notice it. He didn't sub. We got the very tail end of it there from the referee, but Kersey comes in and he just takes a big whack. He's going to find himself in the box.
Slashing is the call. See if we can pick it up at the very end. Yep. And Jeff, for our viewers, you can't swing your stick if you're not going for the ball.
It's just too dangerous. These athletes are too good. You want to protect them at all times.
Rochester with Thorpe. Power play non-existent right now. We're 4-on-4. Toll in transition. Good pass to Grant. He was thinking shot. He mishandled.
And then he runs through the crease. What an opportunity for John Grant. And we're going to have a 2-on-1 going the other way.
Self mishandled it, but he got it back. Man advantage for Arizona. It's 15 seconds. They'll play for the final shot. Goalie is pulled. Dawson to Kahn. Finds his opening. Save O'Toole, 2 seconds. And that will do it. Coming up next on the Edge Active Care Halftime Report, Doug will chat with one of the stars from the first half of action. So a seesaw battle. It was 2-2 at one point. Then those 5 unanswered ones by Rochester. You thought that was it. Rochester's got it. Arizona gives you just enough to get back in this game. 7-4 your score.
And you're right. It's just enough. We're going to go downstairs with Doug, who's got Ed Como.
Thanks a lot, guys, here at Ed Como. Ed, game of streaks in the first half. 2-0, then 2-2. Then you're up 7-2. Now 7-4 as we're at halftime. Your thoughts on the first half play?
Well, I think our guys are playing good. We talked last 2 weeks about 5-on-5 play, getting off the floor. And once we've done that, we think we got a real good shot. And Blaisdell's made some saves, but we're still going to come hard. And our D's been playing great.
Yeah, they started to build some momentum, but then you held them for those final 3 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, it was something, they had a couple goals there, and you never like to give a team any momentum heading into the half. We thought we may get a power play one, but we were able to hold the score, and we're happy with having a lead right now.
Thanks, Coach. Joe, Jeff, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Doug. And Como, the Coach of the Year, has to be happy with what he saw from his Knighthawks in enemy territory here in the Champions Cup Final. Great to be with you here on Versus. 7-4 a halftime score. We'll be back with more. Champions Cup Final brought to you by Edge Active Care.
I signed up for car insurance on Progressive.com. I saved money, which was great, but they also have these local response vehicles. And if you're in an accident or need an estimate or whatever, a Progressive guy will come to you. And they're all over. I am a musician who's on the road a lot, so it's pretty cool that they'll come to me if my van, gets pummeled by adoring fans. Or if I hit a pole.
Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
Came out of nowhere.
The first of the Grand Tours brings the biggest challenge of the cycling season. The Giro d'Italia on Cyclism Sundays, presented by Hampton Hotels, begins Sunday, 5 Eastern.
What are you being charged for internet service?
I don't know, maybe $24?
$23.90.
What are you being charged for internet service?
$10.95.
$10.95.
Millions are discovering the real value of People PC Online. Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days. You get unlimited internet access for only $10.95 a month. People PC Online has a smart dialer with more local access numbers than AOL for faster, more reliable connections. You even get security tools to help protect you from spam, pop-ups, and email viruses. And you can continue to use your favorite instant messenger. Compare us side by side with your current ISP. Go to peoplepc.com and start saving today. So the next time you're asked how much you pay, proudly declare
$10.95.
Go online or call 1-800-943-1757. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
For 9 other countries, it's the world's toughest boat race. For us, it's revenge. The USA takes on the world with one goal in mind. Bring back the cup. The race to the 32nd America's Cup begins Monday live at 8:30, only on Versus.
Thanks, everybody. Welcome back at halftime here with Mike and courtesy of the Knighthawks. Mike, very low scoring in the first half. Both teams seemed a little nervous, but tell me how it felt to break the ice and get that first goal in the game for your team.
It always feels good to get that first goal and get the momentum going. Everybody was pretty jacked up before the game, so it's nice to just kind of settle into our normal game plan.
You got a second goal also in the first half, and then got caught playing a little bit of defense back here and took a penalty, but your guys have bailed you out here.
Yeah, so far our man short's done a good job. They've been one of the best man shorts all year, so I'm sure they'll kill this penalty off, and we'll see what the second half brings.
Okay, Mike, good luck in the second half. We'll see you back out here.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Joe, Jeff, back up to you.
Thanks, Doug. Stay tuned. More to come, including another special guest here on the Edge Active Care Halftime Report here from Arizona.
Since I started shaving with Edge Active Care, I've noticed a change in the look and feel of my skin. And you know what they say, change is great.
I've tried other shaving gels and creams, but this Edge Active Care shaving cream is the best. Hands down. Whoa, not you.
Jerome Bettis? Call me the bus. If you want to go the distance, you need something tougher.
Mobile Clean 5000. A synthetic?
Nope, it's conventional. The only one guaranteed for 5,000 miles.
Most car makers recommend oil drains beyond 3,000 miles. That's why tougher men demand Mobile Clean 5000.
Going the distance, like 13,662 career rushing yards.
You're a lucky man.
Mobile Clean 5000. Seriously tough oil.
2007. 2 teams, 1 series away. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Tonight, 8 Eastern.
For 9 other countries, it's the world's toughest boat race. For us, it's revenge. Starting Monday, the USA takes on the world with one goal in mind. Bring back the cup. The race to the 32nd America's Cup begins Monday live at 8:30, only on Versus.
Welcome back to the Jobbing.com Arena. The Rochester Knighthawks lead the Arizona Sting here in our Champions Cup final. Your halftime score is 7-4. Joe Heyer along with Jeff Began. And Jeff, lots of back and forth action here in this first half. First it was Rochester, then going into the half it was Arizona with some momentum.
Well, Arizona did what they needed to do to get back into this game. They got the crowd fired up, and then they're doing the small things, just working harder for ground balls and going to the goal hard.
Well, lots of highlights in this first half. John Grant and company not disappointing with some highlight material. But first it was Arizona.
And Craig Kahn just takes that shot and he beats Pat O'Toole. He's so crafty when he's shooting. You can see, although he's developed this game to be an assist guy, he's putting the ball in the back of the net too.
And John Grant will never disappoint. Watch this play.
What a split dodge, just like an Allen Iverson crossover, and then he goes hard to the goal and he puts it behind his back. And he can do it all. He can shoot hard from outside, too. John Grant is so deadly when the ball's in his stick.
Pat O'Toole, the transition man. This is why he was the transition player of the year.
And Patty O'Toole in goal there. You can see he stops from behind. He's making saves all day long. He's doing a good job of just holding that crease, which he loves to do. He doesn't like to come out very far. Just holds the crease and then makes the big saves with those big old shoulders.
And welcome back. We have another special guest here at halftime. He's a new head coach in this league. That'll be next year. The new Boston National Lacrosse League franchise announced this week. What exciting news. Tom Ryan is our halftime guest. And Tom, a former player in this league, welcome back to the National Lacrosse League. And tell us about the excitement coming up in Boston.
Well, I couldn't be more excited about being a part of bringing the team back to Boston. It's been 10 years. I started out my career in Boston before they suspended operations, so it gives me a lot of pride to be a part of the group bringing a team back there.
Well, Tom, I have...
I do, yeah. That brings back some memories.
These are the old dreadlocks. We pulled this out of the Philadelphia Wing archive, and Supercut sponsored a giveaway for Tom. And your dreadlocks became so famous around the league, but I think that was just part of your persona as a fan-friendly type of player. Is that the kind of players you're going to bring to the fold in Boston?
Well, I'm really looking to bring people most. As a player, I think I was really prided myself on being a grinder and working hard, and really I'm looking for those guys that are kind of like that, willing to work really hard you know, it's tough. Most of the good players are already taking this league, so we got our work cut out. But you know, some of the other expansion teams in the league have proven that they can have a successful first year. So that's our goal, is to have a successful first year.
Yeah, next year I know you're going to try and have an American type of flavor to your roster.
We are, you know, much like New York this year, we're going to have a primarily U.S.-based team. You know, part of what we've done as a head coach of this Boston team, but also is to help cultivate U.S. players. You know, it's tough for them getting their foot in the door, and I feel like that's been part of my motivation for the past year, is to help those guys.
Tom Ryan, the new head coach of the new Boston franchise coming next year. This is the Edge Active Care halftime report. Stay tuned for more after this.
Look around, and what do you see? Let's fall in love. Open your eyes, and what will you find? Look around, and what do you see?
In a leather recliner. Some guys like an overstuffed sofa. But to others, there's nothing better than cardboard. On cold, hard concrete, 100 years under the hood. Now, for a limited time, buy 5 quarts of any Valvoline motor oil and get a free pair of mechanics wear gloves valued at over $24.
Every Thursday and Friday, watch exciting PGA Tour action on the channel that is home to more PGA Tour events than all the other networks combined. The Golf Channel. Every fantastic finish, every dramatic comeback, every title defense, every PGA Tour event begins here on the Golf Channel. The race for the at the AT&T Classic, Thursday and Friday at 3 and 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Golf Channel.
The National Lacrosse League Championship on Versus is being brought to you by Edge Active Care. Great shave, healthy skin. And by the all-new 2007 Dodge Nitro, loaded with adrenaline. By Reebok, the official outfitter and equipment provider of the National Lacrosse League. And by Progressive. Think easier, think Progressive. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And now let's send it down to Doug with Arizona head coach Bob Hamley.
Thanks, Joe, here with Coach Hamley. Coach, you called that timeout down 7-2. Whatever you told the guys, it definitely worked. You got back to 7-4. How do you keep that momentum going here?
Only 3 shots out of tying this game up, and we've been resilient all year. I count on it.
Okay, good luck, Coach. Joe, Jeff, back up to you.
All right, great job, Doug. We appreciate your efforts. Action. And the shots on goal number, as you see, O'Toole, he's faced a lot of them. 37 taken by Rochester, 20 for Rochester has been firing away, to say the least.
Well, they've almost doubled them up, and that means that they're working hard on the ground balls, too, so they can get the rebounds and get extra offensive possessions.
So a nearly 2-to-1 advantage on shot attempts. Arizona wins the faceoff. Sting trail by 3. Kurt Malowski, one of 2 Malowskis in the game. Brown out top to Kahn. Malowski out top, skips one toward O'Toole. Reggie Thorpe carving position along the boards, but it's picked back up by Arizona.
And that's going to reset the 30-second shot clock. Arizona got the play they wanted. They run a wheel where they cut a guy right down the middle, and then they get someone to fill in that spot and take a shot.
Kahn, the pass to Malowski. He was looking for somebody, but nobody there.
That was unlucky. Dan Dawson was wide open on the Arizona teammates, weren't able to see him.
Scott Evans chugging toward the goal and just drops one off. Blaisdell the easy save, and Diesel will literally walk it up for Arizona.
So now it's just 5-on-5, which is where Arizona wants to play. Get the ball down low, set your picks, swing it, and go to the goal.
Watching in the great country of Canada on Rogers Sportsnet. Also, this game being shown in over 50 countries worldwide on the Eurosport networks. Evans controlling for Rochester.
Get our defense going.
Codd the assignment defensively. Two small, quick players. Evans can't even get it past Codd. Look at the swim move. Couple of fakes by Evans. Loose ball for Jay. Shot clock winding down.
Here we go.
And you got it right. That's a beautiful swim move by a guy who's only 5'8". It's just like playing football when you're trying to rush a quarterback. You throw the guy right underneath you, and then it's you and the goaltender.
Dan Dawson out top for Kahn. He's tried that a couple of times here in the second half, skipping it by O'Toole, trying to catch him off guard.
It's a very easy save for Pat O'Toole, but like you said, he got caught earlier snoozing, so Pat O'Toole is a veteran goaltender. It's not going to happen to him again.
Yeah, the balls here in this indoor game take very honest bounces, obviously, on this artificial turf. You don't get those crazy bounces like you may see sometimes in the outdoor games.
And the players are actually so good that they can twist their wrist just enough that it's going to put a spin on the ball so it'll hit and then bounce to the top left or bounce to the top right.
Shot clock at 15. Another look at trying to bounce it by as Malowski took that shot. Well, the pace has been pretty brisk. No scoring yet here in the second half.
Teams are just going to feel each other out again and then try and get into your rhythm and start going to the goal.
Sean Evans going one-on-one, nothing there. Kenny Millen takes the shot. Can Evans save it? He tries to scoop it, jump in one motion, avoid the over-the-back call, but he can't.
Another good opportunity for Arizona's offense. You can see Rochester's not really clicking as we have a look at our first half stats. And we already talked about the shots in Arizona. Arizona almost gets doubled up in shots.
That's the main difference. Everything else relatively even.
Even the power plays, Arizona has to take advantage of every single chance they get when you're playing one of the best offenses of all time.
And the good thing, they're not putting Rochester in a lot of power play opportunities. Here's Toll. Some say the fastest player in the league. Bounce pass picked off cleanly by Kahn.
And what a beautiful play defensively right there by the offensive star, Kahn. And now he's going to slow it up and play a little low.
Kahn met by a big check by Schiller. Ball dribbling in front. Does not go in.
Defensively, Rochester is a team that loves to dare you to go down the middle. They have some big and, quite honestly, scary guys in the middle that love to give whacks at you.
Some old veterans like Thorpe and company that just like to tee you up, as they say.
And I can tell you what, when you get onto that bench and your hand is stinging, you think about it the next time you're running through the middle.
Terrific pass by Grant, but Williams couldn't catch it. Shot clock down to 8. Look at that quick stick by Accursi. The pass by Grant, and Accursi with an unbelievable finish.
One of the hardest things for a goaltender to do is stop when the guy's cutting right down the middle to stop that save. It's just a beautiful pass. You can even see Blaisdell shaking his head. And they're just going to work the side, and then right down the middle of your screen, you're going to see Accursi's cutting, and he just handles the ball. It's a little dump pass. When you're in that tight, you just want to feather it to the guy so he's just able to catch it, and he shoots it all in one motion. Such a beautiful goal.
Not to mention a guy draped on his left shoulder and another guy self coming over the middle, ready to level him. Catches, shoots, and avoids the contact. 8-4, Rochester. Arizona has to guard against the streak.
You know, lacrosse is very similar to basketball when you have scoring runs. So you just want to weather one, and then you just got to get the next goal.
Grant feeds down low to Accursi again, but tangled up that time. You can see and you can hear the thunder sticks as part of this atmosphere, but Rochester's taking this exciting crowd out of the game. Malowski using the pick.
Let's get it going.
Shot clock at 8. This is Dawson. Had that spin move earlier in the game, and out top, Hinman scores the goal.
Oh, and you can hear it now. This crowd is fired up. That's exactly what the Arizona Sting needed. They need this sixth man to come in and get them excited about this game. Huge goal.
That was Veltman on the score. Peter Veltman all the way out top. Dawson, you're thinking one-on-one, but he dished instead.
And he draws the double. He does a wonderful job of drawing it, and then it's a low-to-high shot. Watch, there's a double, and then Veltman just with that low-to-high, and it trickles in. A huge goal for the Sting.
Second goal for Peter Veltman. We'd like to welcome into the broadcast booth National Lacrosse League Commissioner Jim Jennings. And Jim,
this is great, Joe. How are you doing?
Doing great. Honor to have you here, and an exciting week to say the least.
Announced Boston midweek, and we're really excited about going back into the New England market. We have a great owner up there with Tim Armstrong and his family in our league, and they're really smart business people, and we're excited to have them in the league.
Yeah, what a great area to expand to, and there's already a following up there. The sport is terrific at the youth level in that entire New England market, so you should really be looking forward to that.
We really are. You know, it really rounds us out a little bit. You know, that'll take care of our New England fans up there. We have a lot of them. They're anxious to get a team of their own, and we're happy to be in the TD Bank North building, which is the premier building in the area, and that's important to us. And have a great owner, a fan base. I think it's going to be one of our best franchises.
Yeah, you mentioned the TD Bank North Garden as we speak with League Commissioner Jim Jennings, and it's just a big arena. This is another example, the jobbing.com arena where the Phoenix Coyotes play. Every year there's another new arena added to the mix, and you are playing in front of some big league crowds.
We really are. You know, our attendance has been growing every year, and it will continue to grow as long as we keep our eye on the ball and continue to market the sport and get the best players in the world like we do in our league, and we'll continue to do that. And the main thing that a lot of people don't understand, these guys don't make a lot of money, but they're the best lacrosse players in the world. And to have them playing in these big buildings in front of these big crowds is exciting for us, them, and the league, and this league of years.
Arizona with the possession. Dawson over the middle. Pounded hard by Greer in front. A good look for the Sting. O'Toole to save. Well, Jim, without giving away any secrets, we'll ask you some more expansion questions in a moment. We'll take a break. Knighthawks lead at 8-5.
We just got a new car. Good time. We went with Progressive, saving like $400 a year. But what really impressed me was they actually gave me the rates the other big companies. Was not expecting that. I mean, that kind of honesty is... Oh, did you have anything to do with this?
No.
Right.
Get our rates plus competitors at Progressive.com. Honest. Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
Adam? What are you reading?
Need a moment?
Dude, how can you read this?
Oh.
Need a moment? Chew it over with Twix.
When you take it off, you're gonna like what you see.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. Goes on easy, comes off clean, leaving professional paint lines. Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
Looks like Bob continues.
And welcome back. It's the championship game here in the National Lacrosse League, brought to you by Edge Active Care. League Commissioner Jim Jennings with us in the booth. And what a big week announcing the new Boston franchise. There may be some more to come.
Expansion mode right now. We have applications pending in Vancouver, Seattle, Oklahoma City, and St. Louis. And so we're looking to get those markets matured a little bit, get our ownership groups together, get our arena deals done, and at the right time, we'll be announcing more teams.
Commissioner, nothing but exciting news coming from you. Talk a little bit about the Outdoor League.
Well, we're excited to step into that venue. We're taking it slow. We're taking our time.
And there's John Grant. Speaking of taking his time, he throws another knuckleball by Blaisdell. And John Grant is really feeling it in this championship game.
He is about as good as it gets, Commissioner. I mean, what a fun player to watch. He just takes his time. He comes in, makes a couple of moves, and then he takes a shot, beats Blaisdell near side. That's the second time we've seen him get beat there.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's definitely the best player in the league right now, and probably the most underrated. He's a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal person, and he literally is taking this team where it needs to be tonight. So,
Jim, I want to ask you how many times you've heard this comment. I knew about your league. I've seen it on TV here and there, but until I saw it in person, I didn't realize just how talented these players are.
It's really amazing. I hear that wherever I go, in every city that I go to, and like I said earlier, we have the best players in the world playing in our league. And when you have that at such high level, you're going to hear things like that when people come and see it for the first time. And that's why these teams build attendance the way they are. That's why you're seeing this game. This is one of their highest attended games, since it's been here in the last 3 years. It's because when people come, they come back. And that happens in every single one of our cities. And that's why we're going to be able to grow this sport.
We're going to have a penalty here. We'll hear from the ref as what happened.
Rochester for the hold. Well, we have the call, holding call. So you send Ditzel to the penalty box.
Big opportunity here for Arizona. They're 1 for 2 on the power play. They need to get themselves back into this one.
Well, Jim, we talked about all the expansion in the league, but if you look at a team on the floor, Rochester, there are some teams, Rochester, Philly, Buffalo, that have built such incredible followings over the years, and that must be rewarding it from a commissioner's perspective.
It really is. I mean, a lot of people don't know. We've been around since 1986, a lot of people, and teams like Philly and Rochester have been there a long, long time and have built great fan bases and played in front of huge crowds night in and night out.
Stevie Toll in transition.
Here's why he is the transition player of the year. He's so smart. He sees the shot, and as soon as you see the shot, he takes off. He's up the floor, and it's just him and the ball. He's able to collect it, and then he beats Blaisdell again near side. There's the shot off the back of the boards, and then Steve Toll is just off to the races. So fast. One fake right there.
That's amazing that, as you mentioned, Jeff, he was able to take off down the field while the ball was still in the air. Great anticipation.
So that's why he is as good as it gets from the transition, and absolutely deserves to be the first ever recipient of the Transition of the Year award.
Well, Jim, this won't be the last we will be seeing and hearing from you. The Champions Cup, we'll see you then. But thanks a ton for joining us here in the booth. Congratulations on the big announcement this week. More to come, and thanks again for joining us.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Jim Jennings, National Lacrosse League Commissioner. Always great to speak with him and hear all the big, exciting news in this exciting and up-and-coming league. And Jeff, you're a little spoiled. You grew up with lacrosse. You played it your entire life. But more and more people are realizing what a fun sport this is to play and a fun sport to watch.
Well, it's the fastest growing sport in America, and there's still only 50,000 high school kids. So if you think about it, football, there's 600,000. What a huge difference that is. But a lot of the kids are starting to go from football to basketball to lacrosse. It just fits in, builds the same athleticism.
Arizona can't fall too further behind. They trail 10-5 here in the third quarter. Greer will wisely pull it back.
We talked about them having to take care of every single advantage that they have. They're going to go 1 for 3 on the power play here right now as both teams are even. Arizona has to bury the ball on the power play.
Grant using a pick from William. A Kersey coming over the middle. Hinman, the loose ball pickup for Arizona. Veltman. One-on-one. with Kugovin. Now it's switched off. Ditzel defending. Veltman finding his way toward the net. And a break in the action. 3:59 to play, third quarter. Rochester has taken over this game 10-5.
We do have a confirmed sighting. Copy that. Black SUV. We do have a visual.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Nitro. Careful, it's Nitro Active.
Jared here with basketball all-star Tony Parker. Everyone knows Subway restaurants for tasty low-fat subs, like this 6-inch Subway Club. Make it a foot long, and it's still less than a third the fat of a Burger King Whopper.
But the real surprise is a lot more food. Fills me up so I can take it to the hoop.
Less fat.
More food.
Less fat.
More food.
Less fat.
Hey, Jared, have you seen my temperature ring?
Ooh, wow.
More food.
The delicious foot-long Subway Club. Less than a third the fat of a Whopper with a lot more food.
I'd call it a fit foot long.
Subway.
Eat fresh.
Welcome to Davis. Can I help you, sir?
I'll take this one.
Turn the power up. I'm waiting for so long so I can hear my favorite song, so let's go.
Davis gives you free music downloads on iTunes, so you can rock every time you roll.
Back here on the Knighthawks bench with Ken Millen. Ken, what a big swing right there. Getting the shorthanded goal and killing off that Arizona power play. Every time they seem to get close, you guys get a big goal to kind of put the momentum back in your direction.
Yeah, you know, the game goes on runs, and we just got a lucky run there with Steve Toll. I mean, that's what he's known for, and luckily he potted one. It's a big momentum change.
Okay, very good. Back up to the booth.
Thanks, Doug. Arizona trying to get some momentum back like they did at the end of the first half. Pulowski can't dribble that one by O'Toole.
You have to get Pat O'Toole moving in the goal. You can't just run at him and shoot right away. It's just too hard to get the ball past him. Get him moving from one pipe to the other and shoot right away.
Scott self-controlling for Arizona. Dan Dawson will set the offense up. 5-on-4 for the Sting. Good passing by Arizona. Malowski to the other Malowski. Kahn tries to thread the needle. Broken up well by Thorpe.
Good moving the ball. You want to move it from one side of the floor to the other like we talked about. Arizona's doing that.
Oh, what a nice, easy shot that was. Matt Brown the goal. That looked real smooth. Arizona trying to claw back in this game.
And Matt Brown out of the University of Denver with his third goal of the playoffs, first goal of the night. Does a good job of just stepping in. And watch, he's going to get Pat O'Toole to go down on his knees. And as soon as he does, he brings it right over his shoulder. And he just fires that right past him. There it was. That's a fantastic shot of it, too. You can see it right under the pipe.
Terrific camera angle. Third goal for Brown of this 2007 playoff run. Arizona in the finals for the second time in 3 years. The Knighthawks have made the playoffs 13 consecutive years, and they've gone 1-3 in the finals.
And now you just work on the next goal. You have to get the next goal.
Kahn tries to answer back. Arizona keeps it. Veltman tries. Loose ball again, picked up by Kahn.
You talked about how crafty Kahn is with his stick. He had such a fantastic pickup right there, and he just goes straight to the goal afterwards.
Kahn thinks shot, but he is humbled. Dawson hit the top bar, the crossbar.
Oh, and it doesn't get any closer to that. He fires it, hits straight down. It was right under the pipe. It just didn't hit the net. Good call by the referees.
As close as humanly possible, that one. Crowd feeling some energy. Dawson tries again, the good flip pass. O'Toole with a great save.
Big save there on the veteran Malowski. Could be one of his last years playing. He's got 6 points here in the playoffs, and that he would have been happy to have number 7.
Yeah, Malowski played in the 99 Champions Cup Finals for Rochester, had 4 goals in the game, but they lost in that game to Toronto. Evans. Blaisdell holding his posture. And at some point, Jeff, Arizona's going to really have to think about pushing the pace just in order to make up some of these goals, but maybe not quite yet.
If he can get one more here before the quarters end.
Another close one, Kahn a little wide left. Big check, Thorpe and Brown. Physical play right now.
It looks like it was going to be a loose ball push, which is going to go Rochester ball. Give them another chance. There's 2 offensive possessions left. When you're playing defense, that's how you look at the clock. There's 1 minute left, which means there's 2 30-second possessions left. So Arizona will hopefully get the ball one more time.
One-on-one defense for Arizona. Over the middle, lots of contact. Evans was drilled, follow-up by the other Evans. Here comes Arizona pushing it. McKay, 3-on-2. Has his trailer, Malowski. Picked up by Brown.
What a ground ball by Matt Brown. That's going to settle the clock. They have 23 seconds left. Take your time so they can go 6-on-5.
15 seconds. Sting trying to get it to within 3 goals. Five seconds. And mishandle the pass. They can't get the shot off to end this third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, Rochester 10.
So Rochester pouring on the offense. Arizona doing enough to keep it close. A big fourth quarter coming up. This is the Champions Cup Final brought to you by Edge Active Care.
Since I started shaving with Edge Active Care, I've noticed a change in the look and feel of my skin. And you know what they say, change is great.
I've tried other shaving gels and creams, but this Edge Active Care shaving cream is the best. Hands down. Oh, not you.
I needed help for the simplest things.
I felt like a prisoner in my own home.
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have important news for you. Operators are standing by to qualify you for a brand new power chair or scooter at little or no cost to you. Mobility Products power chairs, they turn around tight corners and move easily over uneven ground. They'll give you your freedom back.
I picked up the telephone, and within 48 hours I had a chair and I had my freedom back.
Specialists are standing by to take your call. They'll work with your doctor, your insurance company, and Medicare to put a brand new power chair or scooter in your home at little or no cost to you.
No paperwork, no cost, no nothing. It was there.
And if you call right now and qualify, you'll receive this handy all-purpose grabber free. The grabber is yours free, the call is free, and you're under no obligation. So pick up the phone and call Mobility Products right now.
Call 1-800-305-6143. That's 1-800-305-6143.
Welcome back to the National Lacrosse League Champions Cup Final, brought to you by Edge Active Care. Hey, lacrosse fans, the NLL Yearbook is now available with in-depth coverage of all 13 National Lacrosse League teams. Go to NLL.com to buy your copy today. Doug Fritz is down with Peter Veltman.
Down here with Peter Veltman. Peter, fourth quarter, season's on the line. Time to let it all hang out.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. 15 minutes, we're down 4 shots. We're just going to battle to the end.
Getting some great shots on O'Toole. Some of them have to start falling. I guess that's the feeling here.
Yeah, we're going to get some bounces here in the fourth quarter. This is our quarter, and we're going to take it to them.
Okay, good luck, Pete. Joe, Jeff, back to you.
Thanks, Doug. 4 goals, not insurmountable at all. Rochester can go in streaks both ways. And they will begin on defense. Rochester will in this to begin this fourth.
For Arizona, you need your role players to step in and get that goal or two. Matt Brown did it, but now you need the Malowskis to step in, get 1 or 2 goals, and then Dan Dawson and Craig Kahn have to step up and just take this team on their back.
Yeah, Dawson's got the goal and 4 assists. Kahn 2 goals and an assist. They need some help. Veltman's provided a couple of goals. But they need, as you mentioned, Malowskis and some of the other guys to chip in. Kersey, who's had some real impressive plays, gives off to Sean Evans. Can't decide which way to go on the pick. 5 on the shot clock. Grant will back his way in. Nice pass to Williams right in front of the net. John Grant displaying an unbelievable arsenal of passing skills.
I got 3 letters that'll explain that pass right there. MVP. What a beautiful pass by John Grant. Watch, he's going to draw the double right here, throws a fake behind his back, draws a double, and then Sean Williams, who says he has a great relationship. He knows what to do when he's with John Grant, so he sets a pick and then he slips. That's what we call it, a slip. You set your pick and you go straight to the goal. Grant's able to dump it over his shoulder, and an easy one for Sean Williams.
So calm on that slip. He just kind of real easily just spun casually toward the net, took it and banged it home.
When you're playing with the best in the world, you can be a lot calmer than when you have guys who are rookies.
Now a play by Codd, hammered from behind. And there should be a penalty coming up on Rochester.
We'll have the refs give us the call here.
Ditzel.
From behind.
And that's a strong play by Bruce Codd. You know, he's out there. He's all over the place. He's all over every ground ball. You can see he gets it right there, and then he just gets crushed from behind.
Not a bad penalty either. He's right in front of the net. You don't want to give Arizona a quick score back. Make them earn it here on the power play. Knighthawks. Brown cutting over the middle. 10 to shoot. Malowski in front. Arm save by O'Toole. Resets the shot clock.
Rochester does a good job of playing just a box defense, very similar to hockey, where they're going to slide down the side and then just try and force Arizona to shoot from outside.
Malowski winds up and scores. Now, Jeff, you called it. They need contributions from the Malowski brothers and others, and Derek steps forward.
And a huge, huge goal for Derek Malowski. It's his 3rd of the playoffs, his 10th point of the playoffs. He does a good job of just stepping in, and he shoots near side. A lot of times these players are so good they can put their stick to the outside and bring it back near side. That's what it looked like he did. Watch his stick. He just pushes it out a little bit, and then he brings it right back. So O'Toole thinks it's going to the top right. It goes back over his top left shoulder. Beautiful goal.
Number 3 for Malowski. Ditzel finally controls the loose ball. Arizona hanging close enough to keep the fans into it.
You can feel it. These fans are just trying to urge their sting back into the game, and there's plenty of time in a game like this where there's lots of runs.
Now Williams all tangled up in front. Key loose ball pickup for the Sting. Codd will push. Rochester gets back.
Good opportunity here for Arizona. Both the Evans brothers are caught on defense, so you're going to want to find your matchup and go against them.
Malowski, who scored a moment ago. Good pass in front, and they answer. It's good. Craig Kahn, a terrific quick stick in front. Arizona not done. They're crawling back in this game.
Oh, get the thunder sticks out. That goal was scored defensively by Arizona. When you get your transition players, Rochester's offensive players, to go down and play defense. Both the Evans brothers are caught playing defense, and then Derek Malowski sees that. He starts going to the goal. Kahn cuts backside. We talked about it earlier. These guys do a lot of ball watching. Kahn collects.
Number 3, the hat trick for Craig Kahn. 4 wins. Ball to Malowski. has responded loud and clear. The goal and the unbelievable assist. There's Blaisdell, who's hanging tough. Derek Malowski again. He's out to Dawson. They come over the middle. Shot taken by Bruce Murray. Finally, the loose ball picked up for Rochester. Forget will bring it up. Over 11 minutes to play. 3-goal game. Rochester title. Arizona seeking its first.
This is where the ground balls, very similar to rebounds in basketball, you have because it's another offensive possession.
Shot clock expires. Quickly, Rochester gets off in transition. And the Sting will bring it up. Seller. Goes over to Malowski. Kahn finally somehow keeps the ball.
And a big ground ball there. Kahn fell.
let alone getting a shot off. And by the way, Jeff, you're in Phoenix, so you have to change that analogy. It's Nash to Stoudemire.
That's right. He's one of the best at it, too.
Here in Phoenix, and this crowd responding. Evans. Blaisdell is on it.
Joe, we talked about it. We said your stars have to show up. Dan Dawson, Craig Kahn, they're both here. Kahn has 5 goals. Dawson's distributing. John Grant has disappeared. We haven't heard from him in quite a while. They're going to need him to show up if they want to win this game.
Yeah, call Grant the sleeping giant, because that's exactly what he is.
Credit Arizona's defense for silencing him for so long, too.
Dawson. Wide left. And that's a shot clock violation. Is that good? Official's not sure what the call is. First it was a shot clock violation. His hands. A pivotal call right there.
Joe, I thought I saw that slip in. We're going to see. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be able to have a look.
I hope there's a replay available. Champions Cup Final. Brought to you by Edge Active Care.
Tonight at 6 in the Breeze, punk.
I was watching that first one.
You've been drinking? Computer dating things.
There's more.
Would you like the remote? Why would I need a remote?
Crazy about lacrosse? Then check out the new RBK look by the best in the NLL, like Rookie of the Year Brody Merrill.
Dude, hold up. Your commercial's on.
Reebok, official outfitter of the National Lacrosse League.
They're awesome.
Now that the days are longer and the weather's getting warmer, my husband and I were talking about everything we need to do this weekend. He said we should thatch the lawn, clean the barn, fix the fence, and put new belts on the mower. What should we do on Sunday?
Time to dig in and get the job done at Tractor Supply. Through May 20th, save 15% on groundwork seed, sprayers, hose, sprinklers, and garden tools. And this 24-horsepower Husqvarna out here is in here. Tractor Supply.
Maybe you know of our thermal spring. Maybe you know our beautiful fall colors. Our fantastic festivals. Well, there's even more to discover in Arkansas, home of the indoor-outdoor vacation. And there's no better time to discover Arkansas this fall. Call for a free vacation planning kit.
2007 NHL playoffs. The Ottawa Senators stood up to Sid and made Brodeur look mortal. The Buffalo Sabres saved their best for last. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus, tonight, 8 Eastern. Do or die.
Welcome back to our National Lacrosse League Champions Cup Final. Time now to take a look at our progressive save of the game. Just a moment ago, Pat O'Toole.
You know what? We just weren't able to see it. Great view from here.
Yep.
That ball never went in the goal. That's a huge save by Pat O'Toole. Absolutely the progressive save of the game.
Credit to the officiating crew. They were right on top of it and made the...
And it's so hard for these guys. This game's so fast. That's a huge, huge play for them. They made the right call.
Look at this tangle up for the loose ball. Now that's a call on Evans.
It's going to be a loose ball push, go Arizona way. There's 4 minutes left. You got to get the next one so you can be down by 1, and this crowd will go bonkers.
Secor picked off. A huge interception, but the loose ball is picked up again by Rod.
Huge ground ball, and then he's off to the races.
Finds his trailer. Grant couldn't finish. Nonetheless, they burn about 30 seconds of clock.
What a save by Blaisdell. That's a game-saving save. It's going to keep him in this one.
Malowski, Derek. Bad pass. Kahn control. Shot clock at 10. Couldn't handle the pass, Kurt Malowski. Now we're at about 3 minutes left.
and there's 3 offensive possessions left. That's how you look at it when you're an offensive player. There's only 3 minutes left. That means you each get 30 seconds. You have to split them. You have to work for those ground balls. You're going to get the ball 3 minutes.
Sean Evans. Good pass. Williams. Self and Williams battle for it. Finally
working out like we talked about. There's now 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Arizona with 3 possessions left to get 2 goals.
Beltman tried the flip pass. Toll comes up with it. Long pass ahead to Schiller. Takes the shot, save Blaisdell.
What a huge save. He had Blaisdell beat, and he just got his shoulder.
Arizona has to think goal. Bad pass. Malowski way over the head of Dawson. Golden opportunity.
Unlucky as Dawson was cutting backside. He was wide open.
Greer, who's been huge. Evans. In front, Grant. Denied. Millen tries it. Approaching 90 seconds. On 5 for Arizona.
This can get the ball back. Blaisdell has to run a long ways to get back in goal.
Malowski out top to Cock through. The save, O'Toole.
Under a minute and a half, we need you. Get the noise.
Takes its time, Toll. No, they go to Grant.
1 minute.
He's buried in the corner. Finally coming.
Rochester didn't even sub their players. They left all their defensive players, let John Grant go into the corner to fight for it.
Time now for our Dodge bold and powerful play of the game. And look at this extension by Kahn.
Watch the dive through the air. It's like Superman out there, flying and to catch it and to bury it. What a beautiful goal.
That was number 4 for Kahn. Bob Hanley, who was the Coach of the Year back in 2005 when he led something. Ed Comeau, this year's Coach of the Year, trying to hold on.
And all you worry about is that next goal. You have to score one, and then you just do one thing at a time. You got to get the next goal, then you have to win the next faceoff, and then you get your tying goal.
Comeau and the Knighthawks. Comeau, no stranger to championships. He won 4 as an assistant with Toronto and Pat O'Toole. It's been terrific. Let's send it down to Doug.
Hey guys, John Grant just really upset with himself on missing that last shot, which would have iced it. Still a minute to go here. We'll see what happens.
Crowd on its feet. Kahn can't get the shot away. Loose ball pickup. That's Chapman. 2 players in front. They deny it. Good play by Arizona.
That's Malowski again coming out there. He's been all over the place in the 4th quarter, and he makes a huge kick save.
Time running out. They need a score quick. Quick stick taken by Malowski. Thorpe the loose ball pickup. Calls for time.
That could do it. That could be the one right there. Another huge save for Pat O'Toole, who's been like Thor in goal. The guy is unstoppable.
O'Toole is such a this game, and no doubt about it.
Well, he's been here before. The guy who's even got his own bobblehead with another fantastic save. It was interesting. I was watching him warm up. All of Arizona was on the floor. None of Rochester except for Pat O'Toole. He's the only one on the floor. He was stretching. He was actually shooting at the goal, practicing those long feeds that we've seen all day long.
O'Toole's a former in the Champions Cup Finals with Buffalo. Number 3 in the him saves.
Today, you know, it's just been back and forth. What a game we've been treated to.
Yeah, there's no one Rochester player that's dominated. They've spread things out, so we could be looking at O'Toole with the MVP, but Arizona with 19.5. And now Grant flips it toward the net, won't go in. Under 10 seconds. Kahn can't finish. O'Toole, how appropriate, makes the save. That will do it. The Rochester Knighthawks, dominating in the regular season at 14-2, finished the deal. They're their 2007 National Lacrosse League Champions Cup.
This is a team that hasn't lost since January. What a game they've played. They've been flying up and down the floor. They absolutely deserve to hold the cup above their head.
Their second ever championship. Won it back in '97, consecutive finals appearances, and now they finished the deal. And what a gesture of sportsmanship, this Arizona crowd, with a big round of applause for Rochester.
Absolutely nothing harder to do than watch the other guys celebrate the cup that you imagined your whole life holding up above your head. But this Arizona team is young, they're strong, and they have a beer.
They'll shake hands at midfield. Rochester, your 2007 National Lacrosse League champions. Complete post-game coverage coming up right here on Versus.
It's time to feel free with Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back.
I'm free.
Then feel free to change back again.
In the old town.
Without losing a thing. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Some guys like to relax in a leather recliner. Some guys like an overstuffed sofa. But to others, there's nothing better than cardboard on cold, hard concrete. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood. Now, forts of any Valvoline motor oil and get a free pair of mechanics $4.
The first of the Grand Tours brings the biggest challenge of the cycling season, the Giro d'Italia. 21 stages, 2,100 miles. The peloton is wide open and the Italian Alps await. The Giro d'Italia on Cyclism Sundays versus home of the Tour de France. Bring back the cup. The race to the 32nd America's Cup begins Monday live at 8:30, only on Versus.
From Phoenix, Arizona, we have our 2007 National Lacrosse League champions. It's the jobbing.com arena. Let's send it down on the field.
Guys, here with Scott Evans. He just had the great pleasure of taking part in his first National Lacrosse League championship picture with the Knighthawks. He's got the hat, the 2007 champions right there. Scott, how does it feel?
It feels fantastic. My fourth year in the league. This is a great bunch of guys to win it with. I took a team effort and it was awesome to win.
And to do it on the road, what is it for you?
The fans in here were really loud. It was hard to hear yourself think, but we came through it and we ended up winning, so it was a good feeling.
We know there was a big party back home, about 1,200 Nighthawk fans watching. What's your message to them?
We did. We're going to...
Yeah, it should be a big celebration in Rochester, and Jeff, I know you're familiar with that fan base. They love their Nighthawk when the franchise started back in the mid-90s.
And what a building to play in. The place is going crazy the whole time. Like Scott said, you can barely hear yourself thinking.
Send it now to League Commissioner Jim Jennings.
Just as important, I'd like to thank Doug Moss and the rest of the Arizona Sting front office, but most importantly, the fans here tonight for hosting a great championship. Right now, I would like to present the gig to John.
John.
Right now, ready for the championship presentation. I'd like to introduce Tom Bowden for the 2007 National Lacrosse League Edge Championship. Tom Bowden is the Senior Brand Manager for Edge Active Care. And it's great that we have him here in Arizona for our championship game tonight. Before I thank the ownership of the Rochester Knighthawks, I'd just like to recognize the fans that came all the way from Rochester that are here tonight to support their team. I would like to congratulate team owner Steve Donner, Walter Turek, Randy Ladone, coaching staff Ed Como, general manager Jody Gage, and the rest of the Knighthawks for winning the 2007 championship.